Hey, what's up guys? Mr. Jones Tattoo here. Today I want to talk about the tattoo I did today. So I had a really good client today. Ideal across the board as far as personality. And personality is huge. Artwork and pricing and scheduling, all that stuff I found to be almost easy at this point to comb through the clients that inquire and to educate each person on why it's worth the wait or why it's worth the premium price or why their idea can be made much better by leaving things out, adding things in, or doing a complete different design. So I'm just gonna get right to it. I had an existing client come for his second sleeve, and we met up and I took a tracing of his arm. He actually had a tattoo here from elsewhere. And this is a client I've already done a full sleeve on. We've had a great relationship. I consider him a friend now. And when we met for a consultation, maybe like 5 days before his appointment, we threw some ideas around. And the first idea he showed me was an existing tattoo on somebody else's arm of an eagle holding a Harley Davidson shield. And that's not a bad tattoo, but the one he had showed me was cool. It didn't look like 1999. It looked more modern. I just felt like it wasn't the best tattoo to start his sleeve with. I told him maybe eventually we could incorporate those things. So we took a tracing of his arm. This is the top of his forearm. This is the back side of his arm. And he still had the inside of his arm. He's got a big fucking arm. And this here is his elbow, this is his wrist bone, and this wraps and rolls. So after tattooing this guy for many, many hours and having a good client-artist relationship with everything, the whole process, he came in here and we spent over an hour using my screen and monitor to go through tattoo education, showing him all different styles of tattooing and explaining why the one he wanted is kind of dated but not completely dated, and just showing him images of things that I think would look better. Some of it was tattoos that I did. Some of it was a collection of artwork that I saved from other artists, like screenshots off Instagram and stuff. And it was just crazy because I'm like, I've tattooed this guy so many times, and like tattoo education is still needed. I think artists need it desperately. I think there's a lot of artists that would benefit huge from continuing education, whether it's a drawing class, a free tutorial online, tattoo education from me. You know, I did an in-person seminar with 3 students, and the second one I was gearing up to do fell through. I couldn't find enough students. The value is there. I just haven't built myself up enough to draw enough artists in. So I don't tattoo a lot of tattoo artists. I only have 2 on my schedule right now. And most of the people that follow me are tattoo collectors. So, you know, I have a lot to share with the tattoo education. And it doesn't matter where you are artistically or even how far along you are in your career. I just have this thing where I've taken, I'd say 5 people now, the 3 students and 2 outside of that course, where I've tremendously helped them. And that might sound cocky as hell to say, but like some of them have doubled their day rate. I mean, that's insane. And I hate to use money because it's not the most important thing, the artwork is, but it's a really good gauge. If someone's day rate has doubled, that's a big fucking deal. So back to the point of this video. My client came in, I traced his arm, and I scribbled down the side here his last name, because after the whole consultation, he decided, based on some of the pictures we looked at and things that I like to do, he was gonna get his last name down his arm. So a couple days later, the information that we talked about for over an hour started to sink in, and he started to send me different images, and he scrapped the name idea. And I'm okay with that. Back in the day, that stuff used to frustrate the hell out of me. But now I'm charging for the time. I'm charging a drawing fee. I'm charging a day rate. And it helps. Like, not everybody needs this much like information or step by step, but some people do. So after he had sent me his ideas, this is the drawing I came up with. This is all done by hand. This is all pencil. The drawing is very flat. Once it wraps and rolls to the body, it's a lot more intriguing. And this is designed to fit his arm specifically. The skull looks kind of funky where it just ends here, but once it's wrapped and rolled to his skin, it looks like it just rolls off his skin. And that's a technique I learned years ago working at a tattoo shop out west. So, yeah, this is what I drew. The filigree is down at the base of his wrist, and it's really cool to have something nice like this as a focal point down low, because one thing to think about, when you have a sleeve, when you roll up the cuffs, you're gonna see that like as prime real estate. I was at a store recently and I saw a guy who had a half sleeve and the bottom was hanging out, and at a glance it looked kind of funny. And then when he rolled up his sleeve, it was like first class work, really nice tattoo. He was proud of it. He was proud to tell me how much he paid. It was worth it. But I think sometimes to take into consideration with getting a tattoo is like, if you're getting a half sleeve and you're gonna stop there and you have a weird part poking out the bottom, every day that you wear a t-shirt that you weren't wearing when you got the tattoo, that might look a little funny. The same thing goes for the wrist. You know, if you're wearing a long sleeve shirt and you roll up the cuffs, it's nice to have a cool focal point down by the bottom. So I'm gonna share a picture right here of the tattoo that I did today. This client is 50. He spends a lot of time in the sun, so his skin is very tan right now. In the winter, when his tan lightens up, the tattoo will actually look better. I do recommend to stay out of the sun prior to a tattoo, not just a sunburn, but even get a little bit lighter and then go in the sun after and, you know, sunblock it and wait till it's healed. So yeah, I hope this information helps you. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.